What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of Bleach. This week's chapter 609A. So we see that the tables are beginning to turn in favor of Yhwach in this chapter, and Ichibei is losing, you might as well say, the advantage in this power struggle that we've been seeing over the past few chapters. In my opinion, I'd say Yhwach is hacks. He's overpowered. But, most villains have to have some unbelievable power, so, the main character will come in later and sweep the floor with them. But regardless, I enjoyed this chapter. As I said before, I've enjoyed this fight. Ichibei put on a brilliant show, and in this chapter he puts on even more of a brilliant show by revealing his Bankai, something that most Bleach fans have been wondering and hoping for to see from the Royal Guard. And his Bankai was very interesting indeed. I mean, from what we saw was most of last week's chapter, Ichibei was staying in the place and Yhwach with ink by using black from wherever he, as I said, anything black is his power. So in this one, as it's the continuation of last chapter, Yhwach is covered in black, and Ichibei notes to him, "Oh, it must be painful for you to lose your name and have it taken away," and he claims that he's going to give Yhwach a new name and become his master. And this is when he activates his Bankai Shirafude Ichimonji, and anything that this sword covers automatically gives Ichibei the power to name it. So from what we saw, it's like there was white ink coming out of the brush this time instead of black ink. And interesting enough was when Ichibei actually activated his Bankai, he said True Strike instead, which kind of made you feel like this whole ancient Bankai feel, or this old school Bankai, because he said that Bankai is a new term that kids use these days. The way we called it back in the day was, the advanced form of a Zanpaktou. So it's funny, I'm wondering where the term Bankai actually came from, because even he was like, Bankai was it? So it's like even he was unsure by the term, but either way, it is a Bankai, and I was glad to finally see a Royal Guard use it. So Ichibei paints Yhwach with ink, forming a kanji that reveals the name Black Ant, and he says that this power will make him on par with ants, and his life will be as short as one. And this is where I was thinking, wait a minute, wouldn't that ant at the size of Yhwach be super powerful? Because ants are supposed to be quite strong. Obviously, if they're even bigger, they're even stronger. But I guess he means you're literally as weak as an ant this size, because he did say you're as weak as the ants next to your feet. So either way, he's as weak as an ant, and he can be easily killed. So this is where I was thinking Yhwach was like, kind of seemed helpless, because he was questioning, is that it? And Ichibei was harsh about it. His response was, yeah, that's all the power you have, and this is where you'll die. No, remorse, no sympathy. It's just like, you're weak, you're pathetic, I'm going to kill you. So he manifests a enormous foot above Yhwach and smashes him down through the flooring, and then he bids him farewell, proclaiming, "You shall die the death of an ant." And then it's like he forms two more giant hands to crush him in mid-air. Interesting enough, we got to see a reaction from Yhwach in this chapter, calling out Majesty as usual. So while Yhwach was falling after being crushed, he wonders if this is how he's really going to die. Then he starts screaming out. I think he was kind of hallucinating at the time, but it seemed like he was a bit crazed as well. He's like, just because I had my eyes closed, I'm hurt, you thought of me that way. I think it was from Yhwach, it could have been from Ichibei. Regardless, what happened next was shocking. How quick his turnaround was. It's like he burst through the floor from where he was smashed down in front of the palace on the floorboards, and he attacks Ichibei in an instant. And Ichibei's like, what the hell's going on? How did you manage to do that? How are you not dead? And we see that the letters on Yhwach are starting to fade away. And this is when Yhwach reveals, the true nature of Yhwach. He has the ability to see all that will happen, and when he knows the powers of his enemies, there's nothing you can do. Defeating him is impossible, for he is the letter A, the Almighty. So we finally, we learn what the letter A stands for, and it means the Almighty. And in my opinion, that the Almighty seems properly over Hacks. I mean, so he can see into the future. It's like he has a higher perception or say future sight of certain things. But what's making me wonder is like, how did he survive that attack from Ichibei? But I guess it's his typical giving things back to him. So he most likely gave himself life again, as he did before. So as I said, Ichibei is wounded. He looks like he's gonna try and fight back Yhwach, but at this point it seems like, you know, the tables have turned, and I don't think they're gonna turn back. Ichibei is most likely going to lose this fight. He's revealed both his Shikai and his Bankai. I don't think there's really much else he can do at this point. And as I said, Yhwach is quite overpowered right now, so it's pretty much endgame for Ichibei. Whether he lives or not is what I'm wondering, but he's definitely going to lose this fight. But as I say, I have to say, like I said before, this is probably one of the best fights in this final arc. It's been very interesting. Ichibei's character and his personality, his attacks have been brilliant. I've really enjoyed him. Yhwach has been interesting as well. As I said, the attacks and techniques they've both been using have been great. I feel like the fight wasn't dragged out too long. I feel like it's going to finish soon, next chapter. And as I said, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. It's not really much to say about this chapter, but it's interesting now that, you know, the Almighty A has been revealed. Uryu has been given that letter as well, so I'm wondering if he's going to have the same ability as Yhwach. And I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen now that, you know, as I said, Ichibei was the final, you might as well say, hurdle Yhwach had to get past, and who's going to be able to stop him now? Is Ichigo and his group going to arrive and then they're going to fail? Who knows? But that's more or less it. As I said, good chapter, a bit short, could have had a bit more. Artwork is brilliant as usual. I love the whole watercolor effects and everything. Ichibei been brilliant. Yhwach has been brilliant too, and this fight has just been great. So I can't wait to see what happens next time. So you guys know the usual. If you got any opinions, leave them in the comment box below. Let me know what you think. And if you're new to the channel and you're interested in checking out more stuff on my channel, have a look, because we do quite a few series here on the channel, and I'll speak to you guys next time.